former Republican presidential nominee, and Senator Bob Dole on what he makes of these protests. Senator, what do you think of them?
I don't think they even know Donald Trump. You know, I think they're crazy. I can't understand what's happening to the young people in America and what the future holds for the rest of the country if these young punks take over and continue their protests.
I wonder, someone had to have put them up to this, Senator. I mean, you know, most 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, I can't imagine too many 18-year-olds in that group able to vote, would do this, right?
Not they're able to vote. They don't know anything about the election. I bet half of them couldn't name his opponent. So I think there's some professional protesters who go around the country organizing and stimulating these other, in this case, very young people. But I also wonder where their parents are. I mean, you know, if you have good parents, you're not going to be out protesting. You ought to be in school worrying about your grades, because if you're going to have any life in the future, you know, you've got to have not only a high school diploma, but possible a college degree. So I just can't believe what's been happening with adults and college students and now high school students.
No, you're right, Senator. You've seen a lot of this stuff, an unusual number post the election of Donald Trump. And I'm wondering if it continues and escalates, and now we're getting word that they're planning national protests, various groups not satisfied with the results, for January 20th, the next year, when Donald Trump will be inaugurated president. Is the goal here to just stop him right as he starts and to just have the media keep talking about these stories? Even in the case of Leslie Stahl in the 60 Minutes interview, the first issue about protests she brought up concerned Donald Trump protesters who, you know, might have spray painted some racist terms here and there. I mean, but nothing approaching the magnitude of what we're seeing elsewhere, and a lot of the violence too.
Yeah, well, Leslie's a good liberal, and she hasn't gotten over the election yet. But I guess next will be elementary schools and then maybe kindergarten.
You know, we're not too far from that. That's a very good, sad point here. But what I want to know, eventually this will die down. I mean, there's been pressure, Senator, on Barack Obama, maybe in a press conference today, to address this, to urge calm. He was very civil to Donald Trump and said all the right things, as did Hillary Clinton in her concession speech. Do you think either or both of them should come forward and address what's happening here?
Oh, yes. Well, I think they have an obligation. After all, Obama is still president of this great country, and Hillary, you know, has a lot of fans, and of course, all these people, whether they know her or not, are protesting because she lost.
Do you think, Senator, now, leaving these protests aside, that Donald Trump and his behavior and how he has handled himself since winning the presidency is encouraging? And even with some of the early choices, having someone like Reince Priebus as his chief of staff, balance it out with a little bit maybe of an internal back and forth with Steve Bannon as his chief administration strategist, that he's at least initially making the right moves, or how would you characterize it?
No, I think he's made the right moves. I think he's been acting as he should, like the president-elect. You know, I guess he did have a little tweet about the New York Times, but they deserved it. So, I know. I think he's doing a good job. I'm going to try to reach him today to talk with him.
Well, that would be an important phone call. Senator, thank you.
I don't want a job. So.
Yeah, you don't want anything. All right, Senator, very good having you. Be well. Be safe.
Well, you be well. I pray for your health.
Well, I thank you for that. Something's working. You fooled him, Senator. All right, thank you very, very much, sir.